Hello and welcome to News 18 Digital Exclusive. I am joined by Senior Congress Leader Mr. Partap Singh Bajwa. Welcome to the show, sir. Uh, Sir, Congress this time is probably facing the most multi-cornered contest this election. Are you confident that you're going to come out as the clear majority?
See, one thing is for sure that Congress has a certain vote bank. We are placed at around 35 to 36%. Other parties are much bigger. So, as many parties come into the fray, so it is most advantage to the Congress because the division is going to happen in the other votes. Even if our voting percentage goes down by 1 or 2%, doesn't make much of a difference because all other parties from AAP to Kalidal are all in the 20s. They are 23, 24%. We are around 35, 36%. Then Sanyukt Kisan Morcha and a lot of other many parties, BJP, Captain and Dhinsa also there. They're also going to take 7, 8, 10% of it. So what I feel is in a multi-cornered contest, Congress is the safest bet.
You were one of the foremost vocal leaders from Congress, within Congress, who had said that it is the party MLAs who should decide on the face of the CM. With Mr. Channi being declared, do you think that it is good for the party, good for the electorate?
See, what I feel is the party must have seriously gone through some kind of a feedback that they have had. Maybe to take a certain section of the public along, they could have declared Mr. Chani because I earlier I had given a statement that I would request the party high command that whosoever is the setter, Chani was earlier also the sitting CM. What they have proposed is for the coming, whatever the party had decided, they must have thoroughly discussed it. They must have researched on it, and they must have felt it that retaining Mr. Charanjit Singh Channi, who basically is a Dalit, maybe the Congress gets a major benefit out of it. That could be one of the major reasons.
But do you think that the attack, the constant attack from none other than the party president on the government is hampering the chances of Congress, is taking a bad dig at the Congress in any way?
See, all the leaders have to get together. One thing is for sure. Because if we take on our own leadership only, so that definitely is going to hurt. Because if you watch the credibility of most of the opposition leaders are also not too much. People don't take them seriously. If our own party leaders keep condemning each other and keep talking about non-issues, today the issue is how do we bring in a change in Punjab? How do you change the future of Punjab? How do we stop our youngsters going from to foreign countries? So because I fear in the last 50 years, more than 75 lakh Punjabis have gone and settled abroad. The way we are going, in another 30 years' time, most of the Punjabis would be, you could say, they'll be lesser in number in Punjab. They'll be in a minority. And that they not, that I fear that they may not be far when somebody from some other state could come and rule over Punjab. It's the land of our gurus.
So, what is the way? What is the way forward, or what is next to ensure that the party is fighting as one unit and it is going into the elections without these internal
See, what I
bickerings?
felt is once they have decided on Charanjit Singh Channi, Sir Navjot Singh Sidhu has done a wise thing of accepting whatever the Congress leadership has said. And all others are now basically trying to work together. And I would advise some of the other people who are not in the fray, who are not contesting themselves, don't spoil the chances of others. Don't bring in your personal agenda into these elections.
I have heard in this little election speech that you are having with your voters here, you are constantly hinting at the fact that they should come out and vote in large numbers and ensure that there is, massive voting. Are you fearing that the voting is going to get divided?
So you see, voting definitely when there are so many candidates, the division will naturally take place. But then we have a set of faithful followers. We have faithful Congress workers who are going to vote for us. So I think so. We are on a much safer bet.
And most of the opinion polls till now have been showing a slight edge to the Aam Aadmi Party. So, Do you agree on these
I
kind of?
don't agree at all because in the last elections, 5 years back, in the previous 70, your national press and the state press were giving up 100 seats and they landed up at 20. Now you're giving them 50, they land up at 10. See, both AAP does not have a very committed cadre. It is only the Congress and the Akali Dal which have cadres of their own, right? And by the end of the day, you feel that any third person who's trying to come up is definitely going to be pulled aside by established both the groups. So I don't think so. AAP will only come up at a place where the performance of the Congress or the Akali leadership is not up to the mark. Only there they can say that they can step down.
And when this change, this change is being asked to step down, there was also this talk in the Congress or in the Congress circle that you could emerge as the front runner. Do you still see that happening, even if Mr. Channi is declared and somewhere Congress
Definitely, why
falls short?
not? I am the senior most Congress leader after Captain Amarinder Singh. Actually, the thing is, they had decided at that given moment, whatever people may say outside, they had decided only a chief minister candidate who is a sitting MLA would be inducted, or he would be the person who would be made the chief minister. So I think so. In politics, there is nothing which you can say is for certain. Things keep changing.
It might change even post elections.
It can change post election. It has changed so many times,
Okay.
or it may change after a couple of months from.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us, taking out time from your campaign rally. So that was Mr. Bajwa with News 18. Thank you, sir.